What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Gotta do some housekeeping things real quick, and then we can get started. Just a few quick housekeeping things, and then we can get started with everything.
Darkness, so pure not a single ray of light can find its way to me. Gods, how long have I soaked in this darkness? So pure not a single ray of light can find its way to me. Gods, how long have I soaked in this darkness? So pure not a single ray of light can find its way to me.
All right, man. All right. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today, man? How everybody feeling? I hope everybody doing good, man. Hope everybody doing good. Hope everybody weekend was good. My weekend was straight, man. I just it was just a nice chill week. Everybody came back from vacation. Yeah, break is officially over with. Break is officially over. We back to school. But I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not tripping too much about being back to school because my schedule was different than it was last semester. One, we not in season, so I don't have to deal with the strenuous football schedule. But also, my classes, most of my classes is online. I only have one in person class, and that class is only 50 minutes. So yeah, to be honest, it's not even gonna be that bad for real. I'm not even gonna be doing too much this semester. It's gonna be a nice chill semester. I'm just focused on improving myself for football to start the season and content creation for real. Y'all know what I'm saying? Just trying to get my foot in the door with content creation and just trying to build my audience. So that's really my main focus this semester. I ain't really tripping too much about school. School is school. If you just do the assignments when they assign, get them done the way the teachers ask you to do them, it's straight. College is really not that hard. People like outside of STEM majors, of course. Like if you a STEM major, okay, college might be a little difficult, but outside of STEM majors, college is not hard at all. It's really just like I said, just doing the work when the teacher assign it and turning it in on time. Everything else is chill. The most important thing I would say about college and picking your classes and things like that It's just you have to make sure that you pick the right professor. Every time you add a class to your class schedule, go and rate my professor and make sure that you're picking the right professor for your class because the professor is the most important part. Whether your college class is easy or hard, that all depends on the professor and how they run their class, how strict they are, how lenient they are, their teaching style, if their teaching style is clear, the type of assignments that they assign, all that. It's really all up to the professor. So, if you want to pick a class and you want it to be smooth, always use rate my professor when you picking the class. Now, it's college, so you're going to eventually have a professor that you're not going to like, that you're not going to really be into, but for the most part, if you want your college to be a breeze, please use Rate My Professor, because that's going to be the easiest part about college. Make your class, make sure that your professor got a good rating. Now, I'm not going to lie, especially depending on, like, how many people do the ratings on Rate My Professor, it's gonna be hit or miss sometimes. Like, you're gonna get a professor that have a high rating that you're not gonna like, and you're gonna get a professor that has a low rating that you're gonna like. Like, I remember my first semester of college, I ended up picking a professor that nobody liked. Nobody liked. Like, he had like a 1.7 out of 5, something like that, which is really bad and Rate My Professor. But I took the class, and the class wasn't even bad. The class was easy. They ain't like him because, like, he act like harsh a lot, and like he was like very stern, very strict, and like he had controversial opinions and he said controversial things. But outside of that, overall, like the class, like it wasn't bad at all. I actually breezed through the class, and I wasn't even paying attention for real. I wasn't even paying attention, and I ended up having to be in that class. And mind you, that was my first semester of college. My first semester of college, I was a horrible student, and he ended up being my easiest class out of all the classes I had. So yeah, I don't think that professor was that bad. So rate my professor can real life be hit or miss. It's just up to, like, it's really just up to the professor. But for the most part, I definitely say like these new generation of professors. I don't know if it's because of the schools that I have attended, because I don't go to no Ivy League school or anything. I went to a liberal arts school, then I went to a community college, and then I go to a HBCU now. So I don't know if it's just because of the school that I go to, or if this is just how professors are in general. But like, I'm not gonna lie, this stuff is sweet, bro. It's not that hard. I feel like unless you're a STEM major, college is a breeze. The STEM majors is really the ones that I be worried about. Those pre-meds, those engineers, that's when college gets on Hall of Fame difficulty. But outside of that, college is really cool. It's really a breeze, bro. So yeah, first day of school went by pretty cool. Like I said, I only had one in-person class. And then when I checked online for my online classes, like my professors didn't even post their online classes yet. I'm looking at Canvas. I'm thinking my Canvas tweaking. No, the whole time my professors just didn't put in what they needed to put in yet, which is typical for online classes. They don't really have to start like on the first day because they don't have like a certain schedule. So yeah, I'm not really tripping too much. I feel like for me, taking online classes is really just a matter of like just staying disciplined, like making sure that I'll stay focused and turn in my assignments on time and things like that. Because with online classes, it's very easy to lose track. It's very easy to lose focus because you don't gotta go to a class every day. You don't got a teacher constantly reminding you of deadlines and things like that. You're just working purely on your own time. And these online classes, like they don't have no Zoom meetings or anything. It's just purely you doing the work that the professor assigned you. So that's really the hard part. But other than that, yeah, it's not too bad. But anyways, We gonna start this stream off the same way that we start off every stream. For those of y'all that are here, welcome. And yeah, we gonna start off with prayer. So, dear Lord Jesus, we would just like to thank you. Thank you for allowing us to be here at this moment, Lord. I pray that I continue to help your kingdom grow. Continue to help people get closer to you, Lord. And whether I have one viewer or a million viewers, that we just reach you. And I just reach people and help people grow closer to you, including myself. Pray that you have a nice, smooth stream and that we all just have a good time together, Lord. And this we pray in Jesus' name, amen. All right, man. So I ain't really have nothing too much planned for the stream. I really just wanted to react to some videos today. Some videos that we didn't really get a chance to react to last time. The first video that I want to start off with, right? Blank Boy. Shout out to Blank Boy. He did a video. He posted a video calling out legends that are actually frauds. And he started off the video with a very strong topic, a very controversial character that I agreed with. I didn't finish it fully to see everything that he had to say, but for the most part, I agreed with it. So we're just gonna go into the video. We're gonna go into the video. We're gonna watch the video, and then, I'm gonna let y'all decide for yourselves the specific character that he's talking about. The specific character that he talked about in this video, I had a hard time myself coming to reality, facing the reality that this specific character might actually be a fraud. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And men lie, women lie, but the eye in the sky don't. You feel me? What we see on camera don't lie. So we gonna tune into this video, man, and he's gonna show you all the character that I'm talking about, and we just gonna see if y'all rock.
No, they didn't.
So yeah.
And his final
Let's tune into it, man.
battle scene lasted for a shorter amount of time than Will telling the group legendary video. I was very happy to get my Sasuke hate off. I forgot to mention his trash cut too. So you know what? Here go one more for y'all. This is Stop Calling These Characters Legendary Part 2.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Bay vs Optimus Prime.
Bay vs Optimus Prime. I'm not gonna lie. This man might be one of the biggest frauds in fiction, chat. Not even gonna hold y'all. Because the way that we talk about Optimus Prime, the conversation that we have about this man, the amount of aura that this man has, is very much undeserved, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, we understand that he's the leader of the Autobots. Yes, he has good quotables. He has good speeches. But outside of that, when it comes to when you get on that field, and it's time to actually, walk the walk and not talk the talk, he don't really do much. He not putting up good numbers, chat. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, 1v1 he has a losing record. But he gonna get into it, and if he don't touch on everything that I think is why Optimus is a fraud, I'll get into it even more. But for the most part, yes, Optimus Prime is a fraud. And it's time that we have that tough conversation, man.
Bay vs Optimus Prime. Now, unlike my last video, which features Sasuke, Mark, and Korra, no one in this video do I actually dislike. Optimus is iconic with great moments, but so was Rebecca Black's Friday song. Iconic don't always mean he was cooking for real. Yo Optimus, do you have any 1v1 fight wins versus strong villains? I got aura. So we can go through each shitty
That's
movie.
what I'm saying. One-on-one, Optimus Prime don't really have that. He doesn't have that good of a record. Now, Revenge of the Fallen, the ending of Revenge of the Fallen, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie, he did his big one. He had a whole lot of help, but he still did his big one. So I'm gonna give him credit where credit is due. But outside of that,
to really dissect how Optimus was truly a fraud. Let's look back at Transformers 2007, back before Shia LaBeouf was a crackhead and Megan Fox had all of y'all bricked up. In this movie, the Autobots didn't do nearly as much fighting. Optimus does kill Bone Crusher, which was dope. He used his Energon blades and gave him straight belt. He even saved Sam from a falling building. One thing I definitely didn't say is that Optimus is a bad hero, so congrats nigga. But unfortunately, we don't give out legendary statuses for beating Jake Paul. You gotta do more than that. You gotta beat a big dog. And when it was time for the final battle,
and I don't know why nobody talks about this, bro. I think it's because when they ran it back in Revenge of the Fallen, he ended up giving that belt. But this man got his stuff handed to him, bro. Megatron laid that belt. And again, we just don't talk about it.
Time. 20 seconds left on the clock. Go get a bucket versus Megatron. He was getting that ass smacked. I'm talking Kyle Lowry in prison, ass smacked. It took the military lighting up Megatron like a Christmas tree with jets, blasting his metal ACL and shoulder off, and Sam putting the Allspark into Megatron's chest to defeat him. Optimus was not going to be able to do it. It wasn't even a close fight. Sam Witwicky is just some regular nigga they found off the
And another thing that they don't point out, right, in this movie, they don't point out that Optimus, literally before Sam put the cube in Megatron's chest, Optimus was telling Sam, put the cube in my chest. Megatron was giving Optimus Prime so much belt that he just said, F it, just kill me with the cube, bro. That's how bad Megatron was handing it to Optimus, bro. But nobody likes to bring this up when we had these conversations about Optimus Prime. We just ignored them.
Street, and he had to save the day. After watching Gabe Vincent for the Lakers, I'm convinced he is too. Imagine him carrying Braun to a championship. Imagine what narratives would spawn from that. But since Optimus got great quotables, I guess we just let it slide, huh? So let's go to Transformers 2 then. Optimus Prime fought in the forest versus 3 to 7.
I can't say much about Revenge of the Fallen. Optimus Prime got snuck, he got caught lacking. Right, but outside of that, Optimus did this big one. He did the 3v1 against the Decepticons. Laid that belt. You feel me? He came back to life. Jetfire gave Optimus his parts. Optimus Prime gave that belt to Megatron and the Fallen. I'm not gonna lie, I'll give my credit when credit is due. Optimus did his big one in the second one.
Decepticons, and only lost because he was distracted by Sam. That's a fact. Sometimes that's all it takes. You look away for a second and your dumbass dog pissing on the carpet. You gotta stay locked in. But ultimately, he did die and remained dead for the entire movie, basically. Meaning everyone else has to carry weight in solving the mysteries and figuring out how they're gonna win. Nigga Optimus let himself die and forced us to deal with skids and mudflap screen time. That's enough right there to make him not legendary. What the fuck type of torture is this? But then he comes back to life in the very end, right? And gets his chain snatched literally instantly, getting killed basically.
Okay. You can't really hold that against Optimus though. Right? I said some things about Optimus, but I won't hold that against Optimus because Optimus Prime was barely getting his first breath in. He didn't even get up yet. He didn't even take the time to fully realize where he was, bro. You feel me? He thanked Sam for bringing him back to life. In the moment he thanked Sam, he get his chain snatched. I can't get mad at that, bro. He didn't even get a chance to get up yet. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So, hey, if you want to hold that against Optimus, you can hold that against him. I'm not.
Right again. How you get revived, then downed 2 seconds later? Nigga, go get Juggernog. So then Jetfire, we already on to like the 18th nigga who's had to sacrifice himself for Optimus, gives Optimus his power. And I'll give Optimus credit here. Remember, I don't hate Optimus, I like him. Cause he did put incredible hands on the Fallen and Megatron. You can give a chef all the ingredients, but they still gotta cook a good meal. Aisha Curry got everything she could ever imagine and still baking lizard ankles. So it ain't that easy. But then you
Yeah,
go to
that's
Transformers
facts.
3 and Optimus gets stuck in a bunch of cables in the sky, putting him out the fight for a minute. Look at him. Look, it's silly. This Tom and Jerry ass trap they caught him with. No, they didn't even catch him with it. He did it to himself.
He did it to
This
himself.
nigga don't know how to fly.
He did it to himself, and nobody talks about this. I'm not gonna lie though. Nobody talks about it because what he did after, when he killed Shockwave. Shockwave is another fraud in and of itself. The way this movie built up Shockwave, bro. Shockwave had nothing but aura the whole movie, and he put up no numbers at all. Shockwave put up no numbers. The Worm put up more numbers than Shockwave did, bro. If we really keeping it real, his Worm was putting up more numbers than him. Shockwave is a transformer that don't even transform. This whole movie, he had no transformations, bro. Shockwave is another fraud, but that's a conversation for another day.
Right, now he does get out of it and starts cooking every Decepticon inside, killing Shockwave. But when it was time to fight Sentinel, Unc Sentinel was shitting on Optimus. Unc Sentinel hasn't fought in centuries. Nigga woke up yesterday and still showing Optimus how he used to get down back in the 80s, doing crack and wearing bad fits.
Man.
Megatron saved Optimus's life, and Megatron wasn't even trying to fight bro afterwards. Optimus sneaks him when he was trying to discuss them forming a super team, and then he steals Megatron's kill on Sentinel. We're 3 movies in, and he's
Bro, like, the biggest thing that I feel like nobody talks about with Optimus, bro, and I'm finna show y'all, right? I'm about to show y'all why we can't call this man Optimus Legendary, why we need to stop holding Optimus to this big old pedestal, right? Because we put Optimus Prime in the conversation of ghost status, bro. We put Optimus Prime in the conversation of GOAT status. We put him up there with Goku. We put him up there with Caesar. We put him up there with Captain America, right? And so, for you to be a GOAT, you gotta do GOAT stuff. And there's just certain things that GOATs do not do. And I'm finna show y'all what this man did that GOATs do not do.
Get down here, Sentinel!
First
Optimus.
off, he calls for Sentinel. Y'all heard that, right? Y'all peeped that. He called for Sentinel. So he asked for the smoke. Sentinel wasn't even on that. He was just waiting for Cybertron to show up.
You forget your place.
He tells this man, you forget your place. Right? This is your GOAT, by the way. This is somebody that's the GOAT. You forget your place.
I bring you Cybertron. The pillar! I can't hold them! The ships have us pinned!
Now, mind you, he was being jumped by the Decepticons. I'll give you that. He was being jumped. But look at what happens when they go one-on-one.
Always the bravest of us! But you could never make the hard decision!
He's doing no damage at all. He's doing no damage, chat. At all.
Our planet will survive!
He took all his weapons out his hand. Now look at what he do next. Got that man groaning, bro. This is somebody that we put in GOAT conversations, by the way, bro. This is somebody that we put in GOAT conversations. Now, what he do next, what Optimus Prime does next, is the reason why I cannot put Optimus Prime in GOAT conversations. I cannot put him up to that legendary status. He's great. He's great, but he's not legendary status because people that are legendary status don't do what this man did in this scene. And y'all are about to see it.
We were gods once.
He's dragging that man across the
But
floor.
here, please. We'll only
I'm gonna run it back for those of y'all that just didn't see it, that didn't notice. I'm finna run it back for y'all. Listen to what this man does.
once, all of us. But here, please.
This man got his arm reached out.
Gods once, all of us. But here,
This man got his arm reached out, begging for his life. Mind you, he asked for the smoke. He said, get down here. I want all the smoke. And now this man is on all fours, not even all fours, because he got his arm cut off. So he's on all threes, reaching out for this man, begging for his life. This is somebody that we put in GOAT conversations. This is somebody that we call legendary. Legendary characters don't do this. Legendary players don't do that, bro. You never seen Goku beg for his life. We never seen Caesar beg for his life. We never seen Captain America beg for their life, especially after calling for the smoke, especially after asking for the smoke. We never seen this happen. But Optimus Prime, we just let it slide. We just forget that this even happened, bro. After this man
Please,
begged for his life
only be one.
and gets saved. He gets saved by Megatron. Wait, is it gonna show it in this video? He gets saved by Megatron. And what does Megatron do? He asks for a truce. Like Blink said in the video, he's trying to make a super team.
Back in charge. Besides, who would you be without me?
And mind you, this fresh off the save, bro. And he kills Megatron. What legendary players do we know kill somebody after they just saved their life? And not only that, say, I don't want the smoke, I ask for a truce. And this is what we do? This is what legendary players do? I'm asking y'all. Because this is somebody that we consider the GOAT. Whoa, wait, hold on. I didn't even peep. I had it messed up. You told me. But yeah, this is what legendary players do. This is what legendary players do. Come on, man. No. And then not only that,
Yourself.
you just begged this man for your life. And then you kill him.
No, Optimus!
After you just begged this man for your life. And this is part of the reason why I consider Optimus Prime a fraud. I can't put him in those conversations as legendary. He's not a legendary player to me. That's not what legendary players do at all. That's not what GOATs do at all. Optimus Prime, he's great. He's great. He's not GOATed, bro. And I refuse to put him in any type of GOAT conversations at all.
Still doesn't have a real win versus the main villain without a ridiculous amount of help. That's legendary to y'all? Transformers 4. Guess what happens in that one? Optimus gets fucked up by Galvatron and gets himself kidnapped, carried into lockdown ship. Free Big Optimeasy, he innocent.
And this is another thing, right? The fourth movie, I'm not gonna lie, the fourth movie did Optimus Prime bad, bro. In what world are humans saving Transformers, bro? That's a real question. This man had humans go on a rescue mission for Optimus. Y'all GOAT. When have we ever in the history of fiction had this happen? Have the big main character, your GOAT, have a rescue mission for him. We have to have humans going a rescue mission for your GOAT. We've never seen anybody have to go on a rescue mission for Goku. Never. We never seen anybody go on a rescue mission for Caesar. Ever. We never seen anybody go on a rescue mission for Captain America. Ever. Never seen anybody go on a rescue mission for Naruto. Ever. Never seen anybody go on a rescue mission for Eren. What are we doing, bro? We gotta stop. We can't put this man in these conversations, bro, at all.
All the side characters gotta go on a mission to rescue him, just so when he 1v1s Lockdown, he could get thumbtacked to the wall like a to-do list. And gets carried by Bumblebee and Cade, where he steals their kill again.
And this is my biggest problem with Optimus, bro. This last
so
fight,
when he 1v1s Lockdown, he could get thumbtacked to the wall.
Lockdown pinned him to the wall, right? But that's not the biggest problem. My biggest problem is, right, not only do humans have to go on a rescue mission for Optimus Prime, right? But then
like a to-do list. And gets
a human is putting in more work on a Decepticon than you are. And mind you, this is somebody that's supposed to be GOAT status, chat. This is a GOAT. This is the GOAT. And a human is putting in more work on your op than you are. Listen, I had a hard time coming into this reality myself. I love Transformers. Transformers 3 is still my favorite movie of all time, bro. But we just had to look at the film and recognize that Optimus Prime is not GOAT status, bro. He's not even the GOAT of the Transformers films, bro. That belongs to Bumblebee. But that's a conversation for another day.
Carried by Bumblebee and Cade, where he steals their kill again. He's stat padding, nigga. Transformers 5, Optimus gets taken over and becomes evil and was getting that ass beat by Bumblebee. He was getting dropped off by a fucking midget. He gets bailed.
That's what I'm saying. Bumblebee is the true go to Transformers, bro. We just gonna have to keep it. We just gonna have to keep it a beam. We're gonna have to keep it a $1.50. Bumblebee is the true go to Transformers. Hey, I don't make the rules, man.
Out of that fight because the plot wrote in a tsunami, and then in the end it's Bumblebee who kills Quintessa while Optimus is frozen in place and can't move. Now let's go over to Rise of the Beast. I understand this isn't Bay vs Optimus anymore, but fuck it, we slandering, so let's really slander. The Autobots pull up on Scourge for the first time, and Optimus was getting shit on as per usual. Surprise, surprise, bro. Scourge hit him in the chin, knocking him out, and then Optimus sat there and watched his young bull Bumblebee get hoisted up in the air and killed. This nigga Optimus the worst father figure ever, bro. Bumblebee mom told you to have that load.
Hold on, nah. We can't say worst father figure ever, bro. There's way worse fathers in fiction than Optimus Prime, bro. We not gonna do that because Optimus definitely got his get back at the end of the movie, so we not gonna just ignore that part. He definitely got his get back at the end.
Nigga back by 8 p.m. Now you gonna bring her just his arm talking about some my fault. I will say though, shout out to Rise of the Beast Optimus because finally this is the first time after 6 movies where Optimus finally does beat the main villain in a 1v1 fight. He held his face up against the lava, gave that man the Zuko scar. So shout out to him. It only took like 15 years for him to finally do it on the big screen. Only for it to then get reversed in Transformers 1, where he gets his ass blasted off the tower by D-16, and the writers had to pull off some bullshit ass random buff mid-falling like Mufasa to his death to save him. And Optimus random off the only for it to
Let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real. He sacrificed himself.
To him, it only took like 15 years for him to finally do it on the big screen. Only for it to then get reversed in Transformers 1, where he gets his ass blasted off the tower by D-16, and the writers had to pull off some bullshit ass random buff mid-falling like Mufasa to his death to save him. And Optimus does have a legendary moment when he gets back up there and shits on all the Decepticons by himself, with all the other Autobots just spectating. He don't need help. Listen, ultimately, I love Optimus just like you guys, but when the main villain steps up to the plate, Optimus consistently failed. And if it wasn't just for pure plot or his teammates jumping in to help him, he would have died 16 more times on top of the 17 times he already died.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Rocky Balboa. Listen, we all love movies because they allow for the impossible to happen. And Rocky Balboa being a heavyweight champ.
Man, not too much on Rocky, bro. Not too much on Rocky, man. After Rocky 2, Rocky did his big one. Now, Rocky 3, yeah, Rocky 3 happened, bro. But he still got his get back. One thing that Rocky does do, Rocky definitely gets his get back. We can't do too much on Rocky, bro.
Champion is the perfect example of that. That nigga was 5'10", 190 pounds. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are like 5'6", 280 behemoths. Rocky Balboa is Bill Russell, Neolithic hoops. I can't respect his era. This nigga Rocky was fighting mailmen and carpenters. And even with that weak ass competition, he had it.
Apollo Creed not no mailman, bro. We not gonna do that. Apollo Creed was one of them. We can't do that. 57 and 23. How many boxing matches did this man have, bro? This man had CTE bad, bro. No way. What? 57 plus 23. If my math is mathing correctly, that's what, 80 matches? 81 because the one draw? Nah, bro, that's insane.
53 and 23 record. What the fuck is that? In real life, a nigga with 23 losses would stop getting professional fights because that's so bad. Just look at his form. He punches like Popeye. He got that Celtics mascot, why I oughta stance. He looked like he was charging up.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, chat. I was never a big fan of the Rocky movies at all. I was having like a full-on conversation with my teammates before the semester ended about Rocky, and I was telling them the Rocky movies are really not that good, bro. That's me. That's my opinion. Y'all can rock with it. Y'all don't have to. But I don't really rock with the Rocky movies like that, bro. In my opinion, Creed was always better. The Creed movies were always better. You feel me? And not only that, Adonis Creed is also a better fighter than Rocky. But that's a conversation for another day, coach. But yes, like, I was never a big fan of the Rocky movies, bro. The Rocky movies were not good. Sylvester Stallone's voice was annoying the whole time. Literally, this right here is how Sylvester Stallone would talk the whole time. Rocky Balboa talks like this. In all the other movies that I watched, he talked like this the whole time, you know. And he said, you know, after every sentence, you know, that's a masterpiece to y'all? That's a classic to y'all? I'm just saying, bro, like, Rocky is not that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
His punches by spinning his arm like fucking Donkey Kong. Rocky Balboa was anything but a legendary boxer. Look at him, bro. Hands down the entire fight. I don't know if Rocky ever actually blocked once. He just sat there and took hits to the face, ending fights looking like he trained with Piccolo, talking about some, yeah, I was cooking, bro, wasn't I, huh? Adonis Creed is a million times better than Rocky.
Yes.
He was fighting real hitters, real heavyweights. Dame would have put paws on Rocky. Tell me I'm lying. We seen how Jonathan Majors had Creed on the ropes. We also seen how he had his girl on them too. Just use your eye test. Unless you're Stevie Wonder, it is very...
I'm not gonna lie. The stuff that Drago would have did to Rocky would have been insane. I'm talking about his son. The stuff that Drago's son would have did to Rocky. Because not only that, right? The mentality is different. Drago's son mentality was different, right? Drago's son, when he was fighting Creed, he was fighting to purely get out the mud. Because his family, after what Rocky did to his family's name, it tarnished his family's name. He had nothing to lose. Rocky said it in Creed too. He said, don't fight this dude. He has nothing to lose. If he would have fought Rocky, oh my God. It wouldn't even been no other Rocky movies, bro. Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa both would have died. Messing with Drago's son? What? Nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Clear. Rocky is a flip phone, battery falling out and shit, versus Creed, who's an iPhone 17 Pro Max. Rocky was in a weak era and he really didn't even dominate it. That is the definition of a fraud. Imagine how crazy the slander would be on someone like Wilt Chamberlain if he was going against those same doctors he was going against, but instead of dominating, he was just ass. What? That is not legendary.
I'm not gonna say Rocky wasn't horrible. Rocky wasn't horrible, but bro, he's not what people bring him out to be, bro. Rocky is definitely a fraud. Rocky is not all that. And I'm talking about him as a fighter, like in the movies, and the movies itself, the Rocky movies are so overrated, bro. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm thankful for the Rocky movies because we got the Creed movies because of them. But Rocky as a movie as a whole, bro, them Rocky movies are bad. I couldn't even watch all the movies because the movies were just bad. And I can't stand Rocky's voice. His voice was annoying the whole time, bro. That's just me though, chat. But what's it called? We're gonna skip this one because I'm currently watching. I'm trying to get into Stranger Things, so I can't get too deep into this because I didn't get that far into Vecna yet. But yeah.
I'm calling that man legendary because he won.
Gohan.
Whoa! No. I'm not in the right spot, bro. You not finna do this to Gohan, bro. We are not going to do this to Gohan. I refuse to listen to any Gohan slander, bro. No.
I'm gonna get mad at this. But let's be real, bro. Gohan is a lot cooler in theory than in reality.
What are we
One of my
talking
personal
about?
favorite versions of Gohan is Future Gohan. But can we really think about what we're glazing for a second? This nigga Gohan allowed for everyone he's known and loved to die. The world is being boomed constantly, and he is constantly...
Mind you. I hear what you're saying, and that sounds good, but we gotta remember, when everybody died, this man Gohan was like 10, 11 years old, bro. He's not even a teenager yet, bro. When the androids came and killed everybody, he was still a squeaker. Voice didn't even get deep yet. We can't do that to Gohan, bro. I refuse to let that disrespect happen with Gohan, bro. He was 10, 11 years old. And mind you, right, his dad died already, so he didn't have his dad to train with him. We didn't have Piccolo to train with him, bro. So yes, that's gonna happen. We're not gonna do that.
Getting his ass beat, and we just over here sitting like, but bro, he's too tough. Look at the scar in one arm. Mad aura though. He's a failure, a walking failure. We a bunch of simple ass niggas to please, bro. One sandwich and a back rub, and now we ready to marry her. Gohan spent most of his
But also, I was never too big on Future Gohan. Never. Like, I always thought that Future Gohan was a tragedy. I never glazed Future Gohan, bro. It was never that. I always thought Future Gohan was weak, bro. But at the same time, I never held it against him because, one, who's really having conversations about Future Gohan, bro? Let's keep it a being. Nobody's really having conversations about Future Gohan, right? And then, two, right, we gotta remember, again, this is a future where everybody is dead. He has nobody to train with. Nobody to train with at all. I'm pretty sure all the Sensu beans are gone, right? We can't have no Zenkai boost or none of that, bro. So yes, Gohan, Future Gohan sucks. We understand that, bro.
Cell Saga days, getting the absolute shit folded out of him, and freezing in the big moments, crying with a few bright spots.
Again, he was 4. No, he was 5, right? Because he was 4 when Piccolo kidnapped him, right? And it was a year later. So he was 5. He was 5 years old. He was basically a toddler, bro. Yes. In Namek Saga, he was 6. Yes. We expect 20-something-year-old Vegeta, not even 20, probably 30-year-old Vegeta to get to put hands on a 6-year-old Gohan. Yes, we really gonna hold Gohan against that, bro? This man was 6 years old.
Shit folded out of him.
He folded in the big moments, yes. He was 5. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
And freezing in the big moments, crying with a few bright spots here and there that really amounted to nothing. But I'm willing to look past that. I'm willing to let it slide because bro was like 5 years old. I'm not gonna shit on Usain Bolt's toddler for getting smoked by Noah Lyles. But even in the Cell Saga, Gohan had Cell on the ropes and started fucking around, trolling, forcing Goku to then have to sacrifice himself to save the Earth. Gohan, it was...
But then what happened after? Right, talk about that too. What happened after?
You're single. This was your #1 hit, and you let Drake on it. That shit is not yours anymore. That's Goku's moment now. And you think he learned his lesson, but then in the Buu Saga, this motherfucker gets cocky again and lets Buu eat his ass, absorbing his power.
Hey,
what the fuck?
That
Y'all let
real.
me know. What is legendary about being one hard-headed ass nigga? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson? And then what does he do after that? He retires and starts studying in school. Now I'm usually one to support motherfuckers acknowledging their trash. I've told Draymond Green to consider painting instead of basketball a few times. But fuck that. Gohan, you pussy. I've heard that Toriyama wanted Gohan to be the new MC and leave Goku dead, but fans wasn't fucking with it, so he ended up not doing it. And I think that's ended up holding Gohan's character immensely, cause he was supposed to take the reins, but now he just needed to be sidelined again. It just felt like a huge step back. And then you go to Dragon Ball Super, and they got
I don't have a problem at all with somebody saying, "Hey, the hero life not for me. I don't want to be the main one fighting and things like that. If I have to, I'll get you out of hands. But for the most part, like I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Just being a family man and going to my studies. That's all Gohan did. Gohan kept it real. Gohan kept it real with himself, bro. We can't hold Gohan. We can't hold that against Gohan, right? We can't hold that against Gohan. Gohan kept it real. The field is not for me. The streets is not for me, bro. I just want to go to school, start my career, be a family man, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. I don't blame Gohan at all I'm not mad at Gohan at all for doing that. Yes, it deprives us of legendary moments. It deprives us of a very strong character. We see how strong Gohan is, and we know how strong he potentially can be. But at the same time, hey, the hero life is not for everybody, bro. Y'all be seeing the stuff that Spider-Man be having to go through. Y'all be seeing the stuff that Goku and Vegeta gotta go through. The training that he had to do with Whis. Look at clips of the training that Whis put Goku and Vegeta through, right? And y'all telling me that y'all seriously gonna get mad at Gohan for just deciding, nah, that's not for me, bro. I'd just rather be at home with my wife and kids, stick to my studies. And he got bread too. Y'all seen this house as a superhero. He got bread. You feel me? So it's not like he just out here struggling, bro. He just decided, hey, the street's not for me. I'm not for the field. But at the same time, we also seen that when he's needed, he'll definitely come through. So hey.
I'm out here fighting Winnie the Pooh. Then they got him fighting a nigga who finally took off his do-rag. The only real memorable moment he gets in Super is when he beats Dispo, which is a good win, shout out to Gohan. And then he gets a random...
we're not just gonna ignore Dispo, bro. Come on, bro. Like, that's something. You gotta give Gohan credit where it's due, gang.
Full transformation Beast Gohan that had no build up whatsoever, and he got without any training because that's all Gohan's character is. He is a fraud, bro. He is not like...
No. Don't do that. Don't do that, because Cell Saga Gohan, which we all gave him his legendary status for, Cell Saga Gohan, he worked for that. They was literally training in the what's it called, in the time chamber for a year. Come on, bro. Let's be real. Gohan, not everything Gohan did was unearned, bro. He just, like I said, the streets just not for him, bro. He not a fighter, bro. He don't like fighting. He never been fighting. He a pacifist, bro. He's a good kid, bro. We can't get mad at people for that, bro. We can't get mad at people for deciding to do something different with their life, bro. We can't.
Legendary. The Gohan glaze is crazy.
I'm calling that man legendary because he won.
Red Hood. Again, none of these characters I dislike. In fact, Red Hood might possibly be my favorite DC character. But let's keep it real, bro. We all fuck with this nigga off of one storyline, and that's pretty ass when you think about it. I'm kind of taking a different approach with this one. I'm not even saying don't call Red Hood legendary because his actions are that of a fraud necessarily. I'm saying we can't call this man legendary because there's so many renditions of him that are ass, and we only mess with him for the Under the Red Hood storyline. Gun to the back of your head right now, name me 5 good Jason Todd comic book storylines. Exactly, bro. Yeah, let's be real. Nobody give a fuck about the Outlaws. There's a reason DC has retold the same story in movie form, then in live action TV form, then in video game form.
Wait, there was a live action Red Hood movie? Or Red Hood TV? Oh, it was a short? That don't count. That's all it was just a short? But it says something about Titans. Red Hood live action Titans. Was he in Titans? Red Hood was in Titans? I actually never seen Titans before. Okay, he was in Titans. He was a major character in the DC series Titans, especially in season 3. Okay. I've never seen Titans, chat. Is Titans a good show? Let me see. Let's look at IMDb. IMDb was probably... see, look. I'm talking about the Titans show, not the team, bro. Forget that team. You don't care about that team. Okay, 89% Rotten Tomatoes, 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Okay. I might tap in. I might have to tap in. I might see what they talking about. Final episode. Okay, so the series is already over. Okay. I might tap in and see what they talking about. I don't really like DC shows, though. Like, the CW shows really turn me off of the DT shows. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too big on those, bro. I'm not too big on the DC shows. Because The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, all them shows just completely turn me off, bro. I don't like those shows at all. Those shows are mad boring. Like, they cool to watch if you watch them as they come out every week. But, like, when you trying to binge them, no. I go to sleep every time. Can't do it. Sorry.
What other stories they gonna tell about, bro? Nobody knows or cares about the others. I've seen Jason Todd getting tortured and Batman failing him like 57 different times at this point. My man Red Hood is carried by the fact that his outfit is so ridiculously clean, his fighting is dope because he was obviously trained by Batman, and that the one storyline he's known for is a genuine DC masterpiece of a storyline. And hey, listen, I get it. If you're gonna be a one-hit wonder, you might as well be like Wheatus and have it be known for Teenage Dirtbag, cause that shit is a banger.
Stop calling that man legendary because he...
Zuko.
Zuko? Nah, cuz, come on. First off, who was calling Zuko legendary? Who's calling Zuko legendary? I've never seen nobody really call Zuko legendary. Only people in Avatar... Now, I haven't watched Korra. I'm not too big on Korra. But only people in Avatar The Last Airbender that should be in legendary conversations is Aang, Toph, and Iroh. They're the only people that I want to see in legendary conversations. Everybody else... Oh, yeah, and Azula. Azula tough, too. I gotta give Azula where credit is due. But other than that, nobody else should really be in legendary conversations. There could be good characters. You feel me? You could like them as a character, but legendary, no. Aang, Toph, Iroh. Aang, Toph, Iroh. They're the only people I want to see in those conversations, Jay.
Y'all might be mad at me, but this one I'm gonna defend. I be seeing people calling Zuko a fraud. Not too much on Zuko, chill. Zuko being legendary shouldn't be measured in wins and losses. That's childish. Whatever happened to process over outcome? His legendariness comes from his growth as a man. It's just like Giannis said. There's no such thing as failure, just steps to success. That's the loser niggas.
You can't say that. You can't say that because look at what you just said about Gohan. Let's go to what you said about Gohan. Where is that?
Future Gohan, but can we really think about what we're glazing for a second? This nigga Gohan allowed for everyone he's known and loved to die. The world is being boomed constantly, and he is constantly getting his ass beat, and we just over here sitting like, but bro, he's too tough, look at the scar in one arm, mad aura though. He's a failure, a walking...
So you can't say there's no such thing as failure. You just said that Gohan's a failure. So we can't do that. Can't do that.
Just saying, bro. It's just like Giannis said. There's no such thing as failure, just steps to success. That's the loser nigga's anthem right there. Zuko defying his father. That's legendary. The strongest firebender potentially ever. Spraying him with lightning. Legendary. And going on to find his own path. Helping the Avatar to stop him. That's legendary. Helping stop a war. Bringing the Fire Nation and the four nations back to harmony. That's legendary. Who cares if he lost some 1v1s? It happens. We know he's not stronger than Azula. We know he's not stronger than Ozai. We know he's not capable of beating Aang and being able to capture him. That was never the point. Respect Zuko, man. He doesn't deserve all that. He was a huge reason why Aang was able to defeat Ozai and able to learn firebending.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm finna just bring out one fraud that, in a conversation for another day. We done talking about frauds. The next video that we're going to do is Unavoidable Male Canon Events by my boy Cloud. Now my boy is in my homie, but my boy is in I rock with his content a lot. My boy Cloud. Met him at DreamCon. He's a cool dude. But yeah, we're gonna watch this unavoidable male canon events. Let's get to it, man.
Okay, let's get straight to it. First up, having a crush on a girl that you know, no matter what, you will never. Okay, let's get straight to it. First up, having a crush on a girl that you know, no matter what, you will never be able to bag. As a man early on in life, you realize that life isn't fair, and this is one of the main ways you figure this shit out. Whether this happens in elementary, middle, or high school, or even fucking online, there will always be a girl that you want so bad to the point where you would literally cut your fucking balls off just to get a chance to bag this girl.
What?
But deep down inside, you know you can never do it just because it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe you're chopped, maybe she has a boyfriend, maybe she just doesn't like your bum ass. All that matters is that it doesn't matter because it will never happen. I remember I had a crush on this one girl in elementary school. She was pretty popular in my class.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not trying to sound like one of those guys that's like too cool or anything like that, but I never really had a girl that I had so deep of a crush on that I'd do anything for her. I've had some deep crushes. Not gonna lie, I've had plenty of crushes in my life, and I had some crushes that were pretty crazy, but not no crushes where it's like, okay, I'm doing anything for this girl. I do anything for this girl. No, never really had that. I guess I always had that type of like discernment when it came to women. I don't know, but if I feel like I had to do something crazy for her, I had to go like over the top, like where I'm like compromising myself or my safety or something like that. Nah, I just left it alone after that, bro. Even as a kid, not gonna lie.
But at the time, I was kind of just there. Not popular, not a bum, just an NPC. But I remember I liked her so much that I used to just stare at her sometimes just because I don't know, that's just what kids do. And I was so down bad for this girl that I even resorted to practically stalking her on the playground, following her every movement, and just trying to be in her vicinity so I could just stare at her longer. But over time, I feel like she started catching on to what I was doing, and one of the times where I was just doing my daily routine of stalking this girl, she came up to me, confronted me, and told me I was a weird creep.
Well, duh.
I don't know why I'm telling this story, but I was just a kid, and I mean, let's face it, we all have done some shit like this before. Yes, me and you.
No. I don't know about y'all, chat. He's probably talking to y'all. He's not talking to me. I never did nothing that crazy where I'm staring at them all the time. No. Probably the IG. You feel me? Stalk the IG, but. Like, in person, no. My crushes were never that crazy. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As a kid growing up, I was a friend zone demon. Not gonna lie to y'all. That's just me keeping it a bean. Like, I was always... The girls that I had a crush with, I had a crush with a different girl every single grade. First grade, sixth grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. All those grades, bro, I always had a different crush every single year, bro. I always had a different crush. And I always ended up being friends with them. I don't know why. Like, I was probably watching too many Disney movies or something like that. I don't know. But, like, I always tried to go the friend route with all of my crushes. And it just never worked. But, yeah, I was always friends with the girls that I had a crush on. So I never had to go through the whole stalking thing and just staring at them and stuff like that. No, because I was always cool with them. You know, playing with them at recess and things like that. I was always cool with my crushes.
French.
You mean we? This is you.
Okay,
this
not
is a you
we.
thing. I don't have nothing to do with the you was doing.
It's like we've all been obsessed with that one girl on IG that looks fucking amazing. Like, yo, truly one of God's greatest creations. I would literally skin myself alive just to get a whiff. That we all followed and probably still follow to this day, even though we know she will never follow us back. I remember when I was 10 and I first got Instagram, the first thing I did was scroll on the Explore page, and I seen this.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get an Instagram until I was 13. And I had to beg for it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I seen, like, that everybody had IG, like, everybody, and I was the only one that didn't have an Instagram, I'm like, nah, hold on. Nope, something's not right, bro. Something's not right at all. I need to get an IG. I had extreme FOMO growing up as a kid. But, yeah, like, at one point, like, I'm in 7th grade, right? So, middle school. And, like, towards the end of 7th grade, like, everybody had an Instagram. Or everybody had Instagram, everybody had Snapchat, bro. And I'm like, nah, bro, I need that, bro. I was begging my like, Mom, please, like, I get you don't trust everybody on the internet, but you could trust me, Mom. You could trust me, please. Yeah, but that was just me growing up. Like yeah.
Girl named Jim Wolf. She was this girl from Australia, and brother, when I say this girl was thick, oh my god, this girl was thick ass nobody from Australia who also liked playing basketball. That's kind of what drew me to her. And even though I knew I never had a chance with her, I proceeded to like every single image, slide up on her story with hard eyes to every single story she posted, and continued to be a loyal fan of her till present day. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Now I don't follow her no more because I have morals, but at the same time, if I ever got into a room with this girl, I genuinely don't know what I would do because the lore is just that deep with me. I deadass was in love with this girl for years of my life, and she doesn't even know I exist. I did the same thing with Scott Jackson when I was younger. I remember I sent her a long, detailed DM of me shooting my shot and telling her that even though I was like...
No, I'm not gonna lie, this might seem a little creepy to y'all, bro. But like when I was a kid and I had like my little Disney Channel crushes, like I had a huge crush on China and McClain. China and McClain and Zendaya. Them was the girls that I had crushes on, bro. And I would like real life go on the internet and I look up China and McClain's phone number, Zendaya's phone number. And I like, it was always like different phone numbers on each website. Each website had a different phone number. And I was just calling each phone number, like just hoping like, okay, eventually they're going to pick up the phone. Eventually. Like I remember one night I was just on the internet for like a straight hour, for like an hour straight, just going through different phone numbers and stuff. Of like different Disney Channel stars and trying to call them. And I think one of them, I'm not going to lie, I think one of them was successful because like the voicemail box that was coming through, it was like you calling the voicemail of, because it was Cameron Boyce. I was trying to call Cameron Boyce, and it was like you had the voicemail of Cameron Boyce, and it just never picked up. And I was just like spamming it, and it never picked up. And I eventually gave up. But yeah, that's something that I used to do. I used to do that to my crushes, but I also used to do that to like stars that I just liked in general. Like I was just trying to be friends with, trying to meet them. Like I'd just be calling different numbers on the internet, just calling random people. I remember I called like this one girl, like it was just random, like just a random. Like I told her like I'm a big fan of you, and she was like, yeah, you have the wrong number. I probably creeped her out, but yeah.
5 years younger than her, that she should give me a chance because I would be the man of her dreams. Brother, I was 13. Now knowing her history, I may have had a shot. But I would have a better shot if I got my money. And one wave that every single young man has tried to jump on to get more money is drop shipping. We have all thought about doing drop shipping at one point of our life. Y'all seen a video on TikTok or IG of that one guy who got crazy rich from doing drop shipping, and all he does is flex his McLaren or his Porsche GT3, telling you that you can be just like him if you buy his course that's $30 a month. No one ruins a great outfit though. A belt that doesn't fit right. Seriously, no matter how good you think you look in your Anson's belt in buckle. Family run in this video, so I said,
sorry, Cloud.
And while I've never been gullible enough to fall for that scam, I know some people who have. And most of the time, it either resorts
I'm not gonna lie, I knew somebody that did too. It was somebody that I actually knew. Somebody I used to hoop with. It was a girl. It wasn't drop shipping, it was Forex. I know y'all remember the Forex training, bro. I know y'all remember that. It was during quarantine. Everybody was going for the Forex trend, bro. And she almost had me because I knew her personally. I'm like, nah, she wouldn't do me like this, bro. But it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. I'm like, yeah, something is off. I did my research and stuff. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, this is definitely a scam. And it was actually like she was getting scammed by somebody else, but she believed it. She didn't think it was a scam. And so she would send it out to different people, including me. But yeah, bro, that Forex stuff was a complete scam, bro. And everybody that was in them Forex, that I was doing the Forex, that was saying I didn't have a winning mentality or that I was lazy, and that they swear that it's not a scam, they flipping burgers. They flipping burgers at McDonald's right now. You feel me? Like, that's what they doing right now. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't fall for that scam. I'm glad I didn't get too deep into it because, like a lot of ways to make money, you can make a whole lot of money doing Forex trading, but it's way more complicated than what them classes may have made it seem. So, yeah.
you not getting rich off of it because you realize drop shipping is a lot harder than you think it is, or you do end up making a good amount of money, but then eventually get tired of it because it's a lot of work. Whether you succeed or not, this is truly canon. Just like wanting to be a YouTuber. Brother, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was be a YouTuber. I remember I made gaming videos, I made skits, hell, I even made animation videos at a point in time.
I was so glad them videos was off the internet, bro. But like, I used to real life post like vlogs and stuff, not vlogs, but like blogs, like video blogs, and like I'd be talking about like Transformers and stuff. Cause like I said, I love Transformers, right? So I used to make like Transformers videos and things of that nature. I used to try to make videos about that. And then when I finally got my PS4, and then I saw that you was able to stream video games on the PS4, like just straight out the PS4, I tried doing that too, thinking I was gonna become a big YouTuber doing that. I did not, clearly, but yeah, like I realized I tried it, and then I tried again my junior year. I tried again. That's where NW came from. NW came from me and my homies trying to pursue the YouTube dream, and like honestly, I just didn't have the resources, which is why I'm trying like to content create and write again, because I actually had the resources, but I didn't have the resources to really do what I really wanted to do on YouTube, so I just never really pursued it. But you know, I have the resources now, so I'm pursuing it now, and you know, God willing, it actually comes true this time. So, yeah.
Until, you know, I finally succeeded. For most Gen Z kids, we grew up watching the Jake Pauls, Logan Pauls, Rice Gum, the Swoozies, the Nigga Higas, and once cable kind of started dying out.
Nigga Higa, bro, that's a pull. What y'all know about Nigga Higa, bro? Man, that was like my favorite YouTuber back in 3rd grade. Like 2nd and 3rd grade, 4th grade, like that was my favorite YouTuber, gang. I'm pretty sure he had like the most subscribers on YouTube at one point in time. Like Ryan Higa was, that's one of my goats for sure, bro. Man, does he even upload anymore? Like I'm pretty sure he hasn't uploaded since COVID, bro. Let me see.
Dear Ryan, can you?
Yeah, he hasn't uploaded since COVID, bro.
Tonight on.
But yeah, bro, that's a pull right there, bro. Nigga Higa. Man, I wonder what this man is doing right now. Does he have like, let me see, does he post on Twitter at all? Oh, he did. Okay. Say what you want about Jake Paul. He's got balls for that. Yeah, okay, so he still posts. On Twitter at least. Oh, he's on Twitch too? Yo, I didn't know Ryan Higa had a Switch. He was streaming 9 hours ago? Wow, I did not know that. Okay. I might have to tune in. How often does he stream though? It look like he stream every day. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to tune in, bro. Wow. Yo, that's my childhood right there, yo. That's crazy.
YouTube became our TV. Naturally, a lot of us, instead of wanting to be athletes or rappers or musicians, we wanted to be YouTubers. Most people would try to vlog they shit. But, just like dropshipping, most of the time being a YouTuber is a nice thought, but once you realize, oh shit, this is a lot harder than I thought, you end up quitting. Because just because you post 2 day-in-the-life vlogs of yourself doesn't mean somebody actually wants to know what the
and like that's what I was trying to tell. That's like something I was trying to tell people when TikTok was going down, everybody was like, "Oh, you guys gotta get real jobs now, and it's not that hard to be a content creator." Like, no, it's actually a lot harder than it seems. Like, it looks as easy as, you know, putting the phone up and, you know, just making a video. And to a degree, that is what it is. But at the same time, like, you know, you got to come up with different ideas and you got to execute it well. Make sure that you're actually putting out quality content. And then you actually do put out quality content. You do get the resources that you need to put out the quality content. But then, like myself, people still don't actually tune into your stuff. You get what I'm saying? So now you got to come up with even more ideas, more ways to improve your stuff. It's like running a business, basically, except for you're running the business yourself. You get what I'm saying? So, like, being a content creator, being a streamer is a lot harder than it may seem, especially when you're just starting out. And then there's so much luck that goes into it as well. Like, it's not like other jobs where it's like, okay, you actually put in the work and you get done what you need to get done. No, like, it's a lot of luck that goes into it as well. I just have a lot of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I trust in the Lord. I trust that, you know what I'm saying, he's going to eventually give me, you know what I'm saying, give me something for the work that I put in. But for the most part, yeah, like, it's not as easy as people make it seem, bro. It's a lot harder.
You do in your life. And if you're not consistent, this will not work, which is what happens most of the time. Once that motivation runs out, you're done. I will say now though, it is a lot easier to be a content creator because of TikTok. I mean, you can just post a random video of you doing some stupid shit and can just go viral, which we still don't appreciate as much. I mean, YouTube is a fucking grind. Now this Canon event is a lot more realistic for this next generation, but I'm telling you, back in the day, gang, I ain't gonna lie, we had that shit rough. But now the Canon event is actually starting a content house with your boys. Picture this, you and your boys all made content together. Y'all rented out a big ass house, the one that every content creator group rents out in LA. And now all you do for a living is have fucking fun. You do crazy challenges, you play games, you talk to girls, and you do all of this while making money from doing it. Not only that, you're doing it with your day one homies that you grew up with. Instead of only one of y'all getting rich, the whole team is starting to eat. Perfect.
That's what NW is, man. That's how NW started. Just off that dream alone, that's how NW started, bro. I'm just trying to keep the dream alive, man. You feel me? Just trying to keep the dream alive, Chuck.
Reality that will never actually happen. I mean, let's just be honest. We all been through that phase with our friend group where we thought we could really actually pull that shit off. I mean, you see the A&Ps, the phases of the world, and you think that shit is simple, but as we all know nowadays, this shit is fucking hard. But it's a cool thought, though, that we all have. Another one is being a rapper. Every single man.
I'm not gonna lie, I never wanted to be a rapper. Because I already knew, like, I knew myself, bro, and I knew, like, I couldn't even freestyle right now if I wanted to. I knew I could never be a rapper. I slightly tried, but even then, like, I even knew when I tried, no. No, this is just not for me. I wasn't gifted with that type of talent. I love music, but as far as making music, nah, that's just not me.
At one point in his life, thinks that he's finna be the next Drake. Back in the day, people used to get on GarageBand or Rap Snacks or whatever, but nowadays, we have advanced technology. Band labs. Yeah! And for about a strong 6 months of your life, you think that if you promote your music, post enough TikToks, and try to put as many people on to your music by playing it in the car whenever people are around you, that some way, somehow, you will pop off and be the next great thing. Until you realize that every single man in the fucking world is doing the same exact thing. I remember back when I was younger.
Man, but also, like, another thing that people gotta realize, bro, is that, gang, if you truly want to pursue rap music, and it's something that you want to do, bro, you gotta be able to take constructive criticism, bro, for real. Like, even like me as a streamer, like somebody that wants to be a streamer and content creator, like, I gotta take constructive criticism, bro. Like, if you're gonna be in entertainment, you have to take constructive criticism because it's other people that are watching your stuff, right? So it's not about what you think about your music. It's not about what you think about your content. It's about what other people think about your content. And that's what's going to make you become successful at it. And there's a lot of people that I know personally that has gotten into music and just don't know how to take constructive criticism at all. And they end up putting out the same garbage again and again and again. And when you try to tell them about their constructive criticism, they'll be like, man, you tripping, bro. This a hit. And then you wonder why your stuff still getting the same amount of views as it did during freaking COVID time, bro. Your stuff didn't grow. You got the same amount of IG followers, same amount of SoundCloud followers. You still are under 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify because you don't take constructive criticism at all. So if you're going to get into this stuff, bro, you got to learn how to take constructive criticism, bro. For real. Especially if it's somebody that's like, that you know really got your back, that actually cares about you. It's not hating, right? Me telling you that your song is not good is not hating. Your song is just not good. Me telling you that your video is not good is not hating. Your video is just not that good. Do better. You claim to want to be this big rapper. You claim to want to be this big content creator. You want to be the next Kai. You want to be the next Drake. Just do better. Be better.
I was my school's SoundCloud rapper. Matter of fact, it was me and my boys. We all had a little rap group that we called YSN, I think. I'm not gonna lie, during our little era, we was cooking up. I ain't gonna hold you. I was dropping music every single week. My boy Cam was dropping every single other week. And my boy Zay didn't drop music, but he would always feature on ours. And funny enough, Zay was the best one out of all of us. Like, till this day, I feel like if he...
I want to know something crazy, though. I think he still makes music. I'm pretty sure he still makes music. But, like, every time he would drop some music, it will always be something bad. Like, it will always be just not good, right? And, you know, I don't tell him no more because he's one of those people that can't take constructive criticism. But when we'll be in the car driving around, or like we'll just be in his crib chilling, and he'll be like, "Hey, bro, you want to listen to some songs that I made?" He'll show me the songs. It'll be straight fire, like fire the whole time. And I'm sitting there looking at dude like, "Bro, you have all these fire songs in your back pocket, but you choose to just drop trash. Why?" You feel what I'm saying? Like, that used to annoy me about, bro.
He treated rap seriously. He could actually go far. He was an amazing freestyler. His flow and cadence was good, and he was just funny. So every single verse he had, even if it wasn't as good, he would always say something funny in it, and it would just make everybody laugh. Cam was pretty solid too, but me on the other hand, well, I was trash. See, I've never been a good freestyler for whatever reason, but I have really good beat selection. So I would choose a good beat, and then I would just mumble on that shit because I don't know why. I just couldn't think of anything to say. And then I would just post it and expect the song to go viral, which they never did. I will say though, I did have a couple bangers. One of the songs I actually still play to this day on my stream. The song is She for the Streets, and if you're tapped into my streams, then you already know ball. But if you want to tap into any of my other songs, just my SoundCloud name is the same as my YouTube. Just look that shit up. I might even unprivate the terrible songs just so y'all can see my progression. And hey, who knows? If y'all f with it, maybe I might even complete my childhood dream. Just be for the streets. And if you're tapped into my one of the songs I actually still play to this day on my stream. The song is She for the Streets, and if you're tapped into my streams, then you already know ball. But if you want to tap into any of my other songs, just my SoundCloud name is the same as my YouTube. Just look that shit up. I might even unprivate the terrible songs just so y'all can see my progression. And hey, who knows? If y'all
Let me see. Let me see how this man Cloud coming, man. One Cloud9. Let's see. Game. Hold on. Jesus, you set me free. I am no longer bound. Alright. Let's see. Wait, what you said the title of the song was? Was it For the Streets?
No ball. But if you want to tap into any of my other songs, I actually still play to this day on my stream. The song is She for the Streets, and if you're tapped into my stream,
She for the Streets. Okay, but let's see how he was coming. We getting sent to the hood with this. Man, it was bad. This is my vibe. I lied. This is not tough, Cloud. Cloud, what are you doing? Wow, is that bad? Hold on, I just gotta see.
She for the streets, oh God. 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 She for the streets, oh God.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's not that good, bro. This man went on video and said, maybe I should unprivate the bad ones. No, this is bad, bro. Oh my God. I would hate to see how the bad ones sound, Cloud. Wow. But I will say, if I'm being completely honest, if you listen to the song, this low-key sound like something that Manny would have dropped, bro. Not gonna lie. This low-key sound like a Manny song. Like, I would not be surprised if Manny dropped a song back in 2019, 2020, if Manny dropped a song that sounded just like this, bro. With a different beat, of course. But yeah, like,
she for the streets. She for the streets, oh God. She for the streets, oh God.
Bro, I could definitely see Manny dropping a song like this, bro. Does Manny even still drop music? Okay, yeah, he still drop music. But yeah, like, that definitely sounds like a song that Manny would drop, bro. This sound like this very young Manny-esque.
and you already know ball. But if you want to tap into any of my other songs, just my SoundCloud name is the same as my YouTube. Just look that shit up. I might even unprivate the terrible songs just so y'all can see my progression. And hey, who knows? If y'all f with it, maybe I might even complete my childhood dream of being a rapper. You never know. I mean,
no, I'm not gonna. No. Yeah, just stick to YouTube, bro. Just stick to YouTube, gang. We not gonna even entertain that dream, bro. Like, I'm never somebody to tell you not to, like, you know what I'm saying, shoot for your dreams or whatever, but if you're going to continue to drop music and it's going to sound like that, you got a lot of work to do, my brother.
Pray for times like this. Shit, I ain't going. Another thing I prayed for is passing a test, even though I know good and damn well I didn't study for this shit, which is something I know we all did. Gang, the amount of times I prayed right before my test, after not studying for that shit, even though
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even trying to be that type of guy, bro. I'm really not. But I'm gonna be real. I rarely, especially in high school, I never studied for tests yet. Real talk. I never studied for tests at all, and I will always ace them. Like, it wasn't until I took an AP class that I actually had to start studying for tests. And then even then, after that semester, I never took an AP class again. And I only took, like, just regular classes, and I never studied for a test. Never. I was never studying for tests, bro, and I will always pass them. If I'm lying, I'm done. I didn't study for tests. I was a horrible student, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was a lazy student. I would never do none of my work, and I would never study for tests, and I would still always pass them. I was just one of those kids, I guess. I never had to study for a test, and I always, like, up until my senior year. It was only up until my senior year. In the second semester of my junior year, I always had a problem with my grades because I never did any of my work. So my grades were always not good. And whenever me and the counselor or me and my teacher would go over my grades, they would always show me, like, you're doing fine on the test, right? The test, you're doing good, you're doing amazing on the test, but you're just not turning in your work. Yeah, I was just a horrible student. I didn't want to do no work, and I never studied for any test. That's just what I did. And even now in college, I don't really be studying for tests like that. Especially if it's a subject that I know for real, like history. You can ask, I promise you can ask my homegirl, bro. We took the same history class. I would never study for that, and I was still getting A's.
Knew we was gonna have to test for at least a week. It's truly insane, and honestly, I don't understand why I would think God would answer my prayers when I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Sometimes though, a lot of times he did answer my prayers, and I actually ended up passing the test. Even though I passed it with a D, it still passed. I will say though, I was never a good test taker in high school because I didn't prepare for this, of course. But I for sure should have failed a lot more times than I did. So shout out God, you did your big one. Another canon event for all the sports players out there is having a random guy become your favorite football, basketball, athlete, whatever player for absolutely no reason. I mean, he's usually good, but he's not like elite. And half of the time, he doesn't even play for your favorite team. But for whatever reason, you're just drawn to that player. For me, this player was Victor Oladipo. I'm not even an Indiana Pacers fan.
I'm not gonna lie, for me, it was Giannis. Like, I'm from Chicago, so, like, you know, like, Milwaukee is, like, close to me, but at the same time, like, I don't know what it was. Like, I was just drawn to Giannis. And this was, like, before MVP season. This was in 2017. Because I started watching basketball my 7th grade year. Right? So that 2016-2017 season, the season after LeBron won 3-1, that was when I started watching basketball for real. And for some reason, I just rocked with Giannis. I just liked Giannis. And that just so happened to be his most improved player season. I rocked with Giannis heavy. I loved Giannis, bro. And I still do. I still do like Giannis. And I wish he would leave Milwaukee because they clearly don't care about him. You know what I'm saying? As much as the fans do. But, hey, that's where he want to be. He chose to go the loyal route. But, yeah, like, that was Giannis for me. I rock with Giannis heavy, and I still do. Now, Victor Oladipo, I'm not going to lie. I like Victor Oladipo, and I was sad to see that he got hurt. Because, bro, Victor Oladipo was a problem back in 2018, bro. Like, people seem to forget Victor Oladipo pushed LeBron James to 7 games, bro. And a lot of people don't like this, but if for those of y'all that remember, if they would have called goaltending, what was that, Game 4, Game 5? If they would have called that goaltending, Victor Oladipo would have beat LeBron James in the first round. And we would have never got to witness 2018 LeBron for real, bro. Like, we never really got to witness that 50-point game in LeBron again, bro. If they would have called goaltending when they should have called goaltending. For those of y'all that know, y'all know. But yeah, bro, don't sleep on prime Victor Oladipo, bro. He was a top 5 shooting guard in his prime. Come on now.
Or am I from that city? But for some reason, I fuck with that nigga so much, bro. The way that he played, his demeanor, like back in his prime, you couldn't tell me shit about this. Like if a nigga came up to me and told me that my king, Victor Oladipo, was trash, I would either crash out or we would be having a very heated debate for the next hour. And I'm bringing bullet points to that shit too, bitch. That's just the type of person I am. I ain't gonna lie, I go hard for my team. But see, that's normal though. That's what you're supposed to do about that one player. But one of the most heartbreaking things you have to go through as a man when that player inevitably falls off. And for me personally, this shit was hard. I remember when Vic broke his leg, man, on that random game. You could literally see the broken bone popping out of place. It was.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. The players that I've been big on, they ain't really fall off for real, bro. Not even gonna hold y'all. The only player that I was a fan of that never really popped off was Alonzo Trier. For those of y'all that know, y'all know. But yeah, Alonzo Trier, I was a big fan of Alonzo Trier, and I really thought he was gonna pop off. Like I thought that what Jalen Brunson is to the Knicks now, that's what I thought Alonzo Trier was gonna be. ISO. That's what I thought he was gonna be, bro. But he just never became that. He popped off for those games in that 2019 season, and he just disappeared. But yeah. That was definitely heartbreaking. But all the other players, like, I was big on Giannis before Giannis became Giannis. And even Jokic. Like, I was a huge fan of Jokic before, like, people was even paying attention to him for real. And I'm talking about, like, before he was even an all-star. Like I said, I started watching basketball in 2017, right? What got me into basketball, what got me into 2K and basketball was King Sean. I was watching the King Sean My Career videos. And for those of y'all that know ball, y'all know in 2K17, he was on the Denver Nuggets. Right? And I was rocking with the Denver Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? They like a solid team. I would watch them outside the King Sean videos, and they were solid. So, you know, I rock with the Nuggets and I rock with Jokic heavy. And I was telling people like Jokic is that. Like Jokic is that guy. I was telling people that, bro. Like, real talk. If I'm lying, I'm dying. That 2020 season, I'm a LeBron fan. LeBron is my GOAT. That 2020 season, I was telling everybody the Nuggets is going to make it out the West. I was telling everybody that, bro. I promise y'all. And then in the bubble, they beat the Clippers coming back up from 3-1. They beat the Clippers. And I'm like, okay, yeah. What I said is going to come through fruition. Yes, the Nuggets are going to come out the West. And the Lakers beat them in 5. Lakers in 5. Yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, bro, like Jokic, he ended up, you know what I'm saying, becoming a 3-time MVP and becoming that guy. And I don't really tell people this, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, obviously when the player is big now and you tell them, yeah, I've been a Jokic fan, they don't believe you. But like, yeah, like I've been big on Jokic. I was big on Denver for the longest. Like I was saying in 2019 season, I thought the Nuggets were gonna make it out the West that season because KD got hurt. And then, like, you know, they was playing the Trailblazers. I'm like, yeah, the Nuggets are going to make it out the West, bro. It was going to be the Bucks versus the Nuggets, bro. I swear that's what I was thinking. And then CJ McCollum had that Game 7 where he just played like Michael Jordan, and I was so blue. Oh, my God. CJ McCollum popped off that game, bro. I was so mad. Bro. Just them to play like trash against the Warriors with no KD. 0 for 4, bro. That season and the season before is why I don't respect Dame at all. Dame gets none of my respect because of those 2 seasons. Like, they give Dame his respect for beating Russell Westbrook in the first round, but nobody talks about how that previous season he got swept by the New Orleans Pelicans because Drew Holiday locked him down, and then that next season he made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals and got swept and played horrible, bro. Nobody talks about that. But I'm going to leave that alone. That's a conversation for another day. That's another fraud right there, Damian Lillard. But nobody likes to talk about Dame. Damian Lillard is a fraud. And I stand on that, bro. He's a fraud.
disgusting. And I remember wondering if he would ever be the same player ever again before that happened. Unfortunately, he was not. And watching his slow downfall was one of the most heartbreaking things I've had to go through as a man. Mind you, I've never met this nigga a day in my life. Now to see that he's in the G League, it's heartbreaking, gang. I don't know.
That is heartbreaking.
I know how y'all Derrick Rose fans feel. Still one of the greatest primes of all time. I don't care if I'm delusional, I'm sticking to that. Another thing guys get delusional over.
Man, another thing that I stand on, y'all gonna call me crazy for this, and I don't care. I will argue about this. I don't care. I will die on this hill. If Derrick Rose did not get hurt, he would have lived to be the greatest basketball player of all time. If not, for sure, top 3. For sure. He would have been one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Not point guard. No, you heard me correctly. Not point guard. Basketball. He would have been one of the greatest basketball players of all time had he not get hurt. And I'll stand on that. I will die on that hill. I will argue about that. Give me y'all give me y'all best arguments. I don't care. I will die on that hill.
That one girl. We've all had that one girl that we know is not good for us. We know is probably wasting our time and we're honestly talking to another nigga on the side. But for whatever reason, we fall for her bullshit every single time. And usually this happens in situationships, man. You and the girl been talking for about a year off and on. It's honestly a will they, won't they type of situation. All your boys know about the situation, they know what's going on, and they keep on telling you to just drop her. Stop talking to that girl, it's not healthy, and she's playing with you. And even though you hear every single thing they say, you're only just hearing. You're not actually listening because you fall for the shit every single time. Eventually, this girl's gonna do you dirty and end up breaking your heart. But at the same time, it's just for the plot. AKA, you're gaslighting yourself into thinking you're not hurt, but you know, in reality, you fell in love with this girl. This one's almost as bad as the failed talking stage, but failed talking stages are worse. I remember I was talking to this girl one time. We met at a party, and at that party, not gonna lie, we hooked up a little bit. Vibes was good, the night was good. We exchanged numbers and went our separate ways the next day. We continued to text each other for about a couple weeks after, and eventually the shit kind of got dry and we stopped talking. Then about a week later, she hit me up, started talking again, and then randomly one night, she just asked me for like $10. I've never been the type of guy to be stingy with giving people money. I just want to know the reason why, so I know what my money's going towards. So I asked her, yo, what's it for? She said it was for gas money. I was like, cool, whatever. And she told me that she would pay me back in person. Mind you, we haven't linked since the night of the party, so I was just thinking, okay, this is just an opportunity to see each other again. Mind you, I told her that she doesn't really have to pay me back. I don't really care. But she insisted on paying me back in person, like I just said. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we planned to meet up like a week later, and the day before the meetup, texted her, yo, we still good. Made up an excuse and said, nah, can't pull up. Okay, cool, whatever. Let that shit alone. Again, I'm not tripping about $10. If I give you something, I don't give it to you expecting you to give it me back. I just found out in life that's just not a smart thing to do. But she was very insistent on paying me back in person instead of just cash apping me the 10 for whatever reason. So we planned to meet up the next week.
Bro, come on, bro. You
Meet
acting
up
oblivious.
the next week, same thing happened. Next time she texted me, I didn't even respond because I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? About a month later, mind you, right? Me and my homegirls are hanging out, and one of my homegirls is friends with this girl. My homegirl randomly asked me, yo, what's going on between y'all two? I said, don't really know. She's a cool person, but she keeps on ducking. Then my homegirl proceeded to tell me that apparently this girl was over here calling me thirsty, telling her I was begging for her to pay me back. On just some weird shit. Some just weird shit. And it's like, why would you even do that? Like, gang, you was the one who was trying to link with me. You was the one who wanted to pay me in person. I told you it was cool. I don't care about the money.
I'm not gonna hold y'all to. There's a lot of people in this world that make up their own problems, make up their own storylines, just purely because they're bored and they want something to complain about. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they be on social media and they see people going through this stuff on social media and they want to relate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's like a FOMO thing or what, but like it's real life people that make up their own problems, make up their own stuff that they have to go through just so they can talk about it and complain about it, bro. You seen them just talk about how she kept on texting him saying, I'm going to pay you back, I'm going to pay you back, I'm going to pay you back. And then going to tell her friends that he's being thirsty and he keep on asking me to pay him back. Mind you, like, he didn't even bring it up at all. People do that, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, they just be bored and they just make up their own problems. They make up their own problems out of thin air. I don't know, chat.
Money. Why are you even going to them links? Weird. And after that, I remember she tried to link with me again, but this time I just wasn't going because it's like, yo, why would you talk shit about me? That's just crazy. But yeah, honestly, just wanted to tell that story. It doesn't correlate anything with what I just had to say with the canon event. Tripping though, or is she tripping? I think she's tripping. Let me know down in the comments. But the last canon event I'm finna talk about today What the fuck did I just do? The last canon event I'm finna talk about today is getting finessed by those free V-Bucks scams back when you were a kid. Bro, it's so funny how stupid we are as kids, because we really do believe that somebody's gonna give us free currency, and the only thing we gotta do.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fall for that, but I almost fell for it. Well, I didn't fall for it, right? But I almost got somebody messed up for like, y'all ever try to like watch like a movie, like when y'all was younger, you try to watch a movie that just came out for free, or try to watch a movie that's like coming out soon in theaters and y'all try to watch it for free. There's like a website that claims that you can watch it for free, right? And I went on one of those websites, right? And they'll be like, you can watch it for free, but you have to sign up first. And you have to like put in your card information in order to watch the movie. I used to do that for Transformers all the time. Like when Transformers 4 got announced, I went on the internet, what's it called? Transformers 4 online. And it was a website that said like you can watch Transformers 4 right now for free. Right? I click on it. It had like the tab where you could like press play, right? I press play and it's like you can watch it, but you gotta sign up. Put your credit card info in there. I took my uncle's card. He was asleep. I took my uncle's card. I'm right next to him. I'm putting in the card information. I'm almost done. He wake up. You using my card, bro? I'm sorry, Uncle. My bad, Uncle. Man, I almost got you messed up, bro. You almost had to get a new card, Uncle. I'm sorry. That was like years ago. Like I was like 8, 9 years old, bro. Man, but am I the only person that fell for that though? Like, am I the only person that like ever did that? Am I just slow? I don't know.
Is click a link. That's the sketchiest thing ever. Like, and it was always V-Bucks or like shark cards for GTA. Those are what got me. The amount of viruses that I probably have in my phone because I did click on these is probably enough to shut down the country of China. But at the same time, I feel like we've all gone through that shit. So yeah, we're all f***ing fraud. It's just almost worse than.
I did peep how you just said a country in China. Like China is not a country. I just want to point that out. I wasn't just gonna let you slide with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm clicking a porn ad and like actually going to the account. Like nobody, you're not gonna find free meals. Besides that, I think that's it in the video. Let me know what you want to see in part 3. I got a crazy story for part 3, so stay tuned. I'm posting in like a month. Give me some other video canon event ideas down in the comment section down below. Y'all love this series, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. Follow my live channel if you want to see shit like this live. Second channel if you want to get daily content. My Instagram if you want to stalk me and see funny clips. My TikTok is the same thing. And most important of all, subscribe and like the video. It actually does help me out. Appreciate y'all for watching. Sky Crew, stay fly, stay blessed. Thank you. Goodbye. We out.
Alright, man. That was a solid video, not gonna lie. Some of those canon events, I'm not gonna lie, they can't be canon events because I didn't go through them. But yeah, speaking of canon events, I was just thinking about this the other day, right? Y'all know like how in Into the Spider-Verse, they say like they had to let his father die because it's a canon event and everybody has to go through it, and if he don't go through it, his universe can be destroyed. One thing that I was just thinking about that I'm surprised that like nobody brought up is the fact that Miles been through his canon event already with his Uncle Aaron. His Uncle Aaron died. So that should have been a canon event that happened to everybody. Like, that's the canon event. Everybody in Spider-Man fathers don't die, right? But they have like a big character, important character to die. And that's Uncle Aaron. So, like, basically what I'm saying is the Spider-Verse is wrong. Miguel is wrong. Like, I get that he think that he's right, but he already had his canon event. His Uncle Aaron died. Y'all feel what I'm saying? But that's it. That's all I had to say. But that's it for the live, man. That's it for the stream. I thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you all for tuning in. But, yep, that's that. So, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you. And we're going to end it like how we end every live with prayer. So, y'all go ahead and bow y'all heads. Dear Lord Jesus, I just want to thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for us, Lord. Thank you for allowing the streams to go by so smooth. Thank you for continuing to wake us up this morning, every morning, and allowing us to live in your world, live in your greatness, Lord. Thank you so much. We pray that you continue to guide us, continue to guide us towards the right direction, guide us towards our path, Lord. We give you all in the glory and praise. We love you with all our hearts, and we put all our faith into you, Lord. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, that's it for me, man. Y'all be smooth, man.